This year I did a bunch of upgrades to my car to restore it and put it back into better working order. Car was just getting kind of tired. It's a 64 110 convertible Corvair Monza, 2 carburetor, and paint was looking tired. Even though it had been resprayed right before I bought it, it just, years and years of being parked outside, etc. So I had a paint job done to the exterior of it, and they welded out a couple rusty areas and made it more presentable. Had the interior done before having it painted. And one of the things that I definitely had to work on was the shifting. Just like anything, as you start to get the car looking better, you start focusing on how well it drives, and the shifting on a Corvair tends to be pretty sloppy. So I replaced part of the linkage with this. It's a part of a steering linkage from a Honda. I don't know if it's a Civic I think it's a Civic. But anyway, this replaces what is otherwise just a piece of metal tubing that is held together with, some pins. And it's just, you'll never get very good shifting with a Corvair that way. So this makes it a much more positive connection, and the car just has much better shifting after installing that. So then I turned my attention to adjusting the valves, trying to get the car to run better. I was having some valve clattering noise, so I thought it was just an adjustment. It really turned out to be more serious than that. I had to replace the heads on the car, and when I installed the heads, I found that I couldn't get torque because some of the studs that hold the heads on, machine studs, were stripped. So as I took them out, I was finding a couple helicoils, which made me very concerned. I tried replacing them. That didn't work. I didn't really have enough surface area to be able to use time certs, but I happened to do a lot of research, and I found something called an easy lock, which is another form of threaded insert, and those things saved the day. Well, of course, once you have, the engine down and you're installing new threaded inserts and cleaning up the threads, it's time to look at things like lifters and rings and bearings, and I did all that. I ended up pulling out my lifters, and you can see I'm using a magnet to draw them back out. And I just figured for the cost it was worth it. So I got some Elgin lifters, put those in, changed out the bearings on my main shaft. So I had, all good surfaces there. Inspected my cam. That all looked fine. And, just didn't cut any corners. When you do this kind of stuff, you don't want to be in a rush. So it's really nice to be able to have a second car or a third car. And so what I did was I took my cylinders with my pistons, and I had them all inspected, and everything was fine. Of course, while I was waiting for some of the parts to come in, then I turned my attention to some of the interior, which had not been painted. So I loosened up the column, dropped it down, sanded it, prepped it, and painted it. And I used the matching paint I got from Express Paint, which matched perfectly. So mine is an ember red. I got a couple cans of that, which it really was pretty easy to paint the column. A lot of people say you've got to remove it, and I disagree. I painted the column, no problem. I also painted some of the trim strips inside the car. You can see also I decided that my car had never really run completely right, so what I did was I made sure that I had all my cooling tins. I got the seals, and I also decided that I was going to run the thermostat flaps. And rather than using the bellows, which always tend to fail, I decided to try these. These are bimetal coils, and I like them a lot. They work good, much more reliable. So aside from all that, before I finished up the car, I replaced the oil pump, and I upgraded the linkage between the carburetors with some RL parent linkage, which is all heim joint. I installed a new PCV valve and got that all squared away, and I'm ready for the summer.